I am a drug lord. Yes, you heard that right. I train the best drug dealers, not just in town, but around the world. 9,791 of them. And 977 of them right here in Las Vegas. But the best part, I do it legally. I am a pharmacist, an educator, and most importantly, a mom. Parents in the room, raise your hand if you agree with this. Nothing better than seeing your child succeed, right? Let me tell you about my son. At 1.5, he was reading and could name every car on the road. At 2, he wanted to be a paleontologist. Yep, the dinosaur face. At 3, he met his uncle from LAPD SWAT and wanted to be a cop. At 4, he launched a YouTube channel. First 10 videos, over 4 million views. He talked about everything: unboxing toys, anatomy, the skeletal system, the solar system, his bedtime prayers, favorite books, travels, and adventures. And he made $300 a month just by being himself. At 7, he built a mobile app, a game app. He called it Bat Simulator. It is a flying bat with Tetris twist to it. He tried sports too. Soccer, baseball, football, and flopped. I didn't tell him that then, but let's just say he was not terrible. But he wasn't the best either. Turns out he hated the Vegas heat more than the sport. Then he tried golf. Coach said, he's a natural. Swimming, coach said, he's the next Michael Phelps. Diving, terrified at first, but now he jumps off 3-meter boards into a 13-foot pool like it's nothing. At A, he told me he wanted to be a DJ astronaut. Yep, that absurd. I had to use AI to visualize it. Today, he is in 8th grade, first in his class of 216, 12th grade proficiency in math, English language and arts, taking high school classes. He has a collection of President's Awards. He is into skiing, gaming, watching YouTube, not creating it anymore. Albert Einstein once said, creativity is intelligence having fun. But when I was his age, intelligence wasn't about fun. I was always studying, doing what my mom told me. She had a plan. My sisters were dentists and an optometrist, so I had to be a doctor because I was the smartest. Even my kindergarten yearbook said, I want to be a doctor. I graduated class valedictorian, but 5 months before graduation, my mom passed away. What she never knew was that I hated blood. I just didn't have the courage to tell her. At her gravestone, I said, Ma, I promise you'll still be proud of me even if I don't become a doctor. So I started searching doctors who became creatives. What would life look like without the hangover? Jurassic Park or Monty Python? Then I started looking for lawyers turned artists. Because why not? If you don't want to be a doctor, you become, correct, a lawyer. Imagine life without the best tenor in the world, the Prince of Darkness, or our favorite best-selling thrillers. Then I asked AI, name celebrities who were pharmacists first. The answer, very few. Who? No names, just crickets. Pharmacy requires precision and discipline, not always aligned with creative careers. Ouch! But then in 2020, I was awarded Master Teacher by one of the largest medical book publishers in the country, out of 1,000 medical educators. Not because I lectured better, but because I created a mobile app that helped my students pass their board exams on the first try. Creativity won that award. The judges called it a landslide win. In 2024, I wrote a book, Top 200 Drugs Memorizing Made Ridiculously Easy. It became an Amazon bestseller, #1 in 4 categories for 12 straight months now. As the late Sir Ken Robinson once said, creativity is as important as literacy. But our education system doesn't reflect that. And neither do many of our homes. We praise intelligence, but undervalue imagination. I've been teaching for 17 years. Let me share with you a story about one of my students. Let's call her Kim. She graduated from a pharmacy technician program in California, moved to Vegas. Mom told her to enroll again, so she did. Then her school closed. She enrolled in my pharmacy program. Kim loved sketching. She drew in class, during breaks, always. Her work, stunning. She sold them for $200 to $1,200 a piece. But one day, during the pharmacy law final exam, I caught her cheating. She admitted it. She was terminated from the program. A few days later, my students told me Kim was just sitting in the car every day in the parking lot. I walked out, found her in her car, sketching, asked her to come in. Have you told your mom? She shook her head, tearfully whispered, she has a GPS tracker in my car. I told her, you can reapply after 90 days if this is what you really want. I don't. My mom wants me to be in the medical field or else she'll think I'm a failure. I asked if her mom had seen her art. Yes. And she told me there's no money in the arts. The number one reason for dropout in med school and in my pharmacy program, they never wanted to be there. The number two reason, mental health, anxiety, depression. So many kids live to please their parents. They inherit dreams that don't belong to them, and they suffer in silence. So to the kids out there, speak up, share your dreams, defend your passions, and be so good at what you do so the world can't ignore you. To the parents, listen, truly listen, not to respond, not to fix, not to push, not to project your fears or dreams, but to understand. Let your kids explore the world within them and around them. Let them stumble. Let them rise. Let them write their own story. Let each chapter be different. Let it be filled with curiosity, drama, humor, adventure, and joy. Because at the end of the day, there is nothing better than seeing your child not just succeed, but happy. There is money in the arts. There is meaning and purpose in creativity. And there is space for your child to be both brilliant and imaginative. Let them. Thank you.